Only 2 of the 3 seats on the Clermont County Commission were supposed to be up for election this fall, but that was before Republican incumbent Archie Wilson resigned after being convicted in Kenton County of soliciting prostitutes and drug possession. New Richmond's David Uible was appointed to take his place and now wants to fill the unexpired term. His Democratic opponent is Len Harding of Milford. Uible is a small business investor with 28 years of experience in technology, medical equipment and publishing, manufacturing, and buffalo ranching.
I have taken a look at the 2013 proposed county budget and noticed a significant increase in spending. In today's tough economic times, how do you plan to pay for that?
Well, the answer to that is I think you look at some of the early estimates of the budget. We've since revised those. The actual appropriations will not be made until the end of December. I've requested that the Office of Management and Budget only submit a balanced budget to us. They've assured me that they will, and I don't think it'll be a problem to have a balanced budget for 2013, and will actually require that if I'm going to sign off on it.
We know that there's a drug problem here in Clermont County, especially with meth and heroin. What would you propose to do to provide treatment for these individuals rather than having them incarcerated indefinitely?
Cheryl, that's a good question, and it's one I've been working on since the first day I got in office. Earlier this year, Columbus passed some legislation which allows for alternative sanctioning centers to be put in place versus traditional jail. Alternative sanctioning centers will allow drug addicts and addicts in general to get counseling versus sitting in a jail cell. This counseling can be administered by organizations like Talbert House. We've had multiple discussions with them about coming to the county, and I think we're within a month away from having such a program in place, which will reduce recidivism, also will reduce the overburdening bed demand in the jail, and overall help these addicts become participating citizens of the community again.
Clermont County is currently under quarantine due to an infestation of the Asian longhorn beetle. The USDA's preferred eradication strategy calls for the removal and destruction of 70% of all trees, even though less than 1% of these trees are actually infested. As a commissioner, would you support the county pursuing legal action to prevent the USDA from destroying healthy trees?
Bill, that's a good question and a difficult question as well, simply because the magnitude of the problem we're all facing here in Clermont County. I've personally written a letter to the USDA requesting that they only treat or cut down the infested trees and spray all the other trees. So I don't feel that clear cutting is a viable option or a healthy option for the county. In terms of legal action, I think we'll have to defer to Columbus and advice from our representatives and senator in Columbus as to how to proceed with that.
Here in Clermont County, 1 of every 10 residents is now living below poverty level. Here at UC Clermont College, we have a community garden that to date has produced over 1,000 pounds of fresh produce to give to our families in need. If you are elected county commissioner, what will you bring to the table?
Kristen, that is a good question. I think all of it goes back to economic development and job creation, taking these people, these families below the poverty line, and I would imagine that they're below the poverty line because of lack of employment. So I feel that creating jobs, well-paid jobs, jobs that can sustain a family is the answer to the solution, and that's economic development, attracting companies to the county as well as assisting companies in the county to grow and thrive.
Clermont County is traditionally a veteran-friendly and patriotic county. With so many young men and women coming back from active military service and so many other veterans in the county being unemployed, what is your commitment to helping these young men and women as they transition back into civilian life?
Matt, we have a very active and successful Veteran Affairs administration in Clermont County, and we support them, the county commissioners do, as well as we do support the soldiers when they come back on leave. from overseas. We do bring them in and try to introduce them to employers to obtain jobs for them. But these are honorable people, and we need to integrate them back into our communities as quickly as we can and do what we can.
The Eastern Corridor project has been designed to help eliminate and reduce traffic congestion in the Route 32 Eastgate area. Two questions. One, do you support this project? And two, what kind of assurances can you give homeowners and business owners that they're going to be treated fairly by the state as far as land acquisition and property takeover?
Max, it's a good question, simply because Clermont County is dedicating such resources now and is getting so much assistance through ODOT to improve that Eastern 32 corridor. As you know, we currently have over $80 million being spent to develop that area and improve that area at the 275 interchange, as well as the Eastgate Boulevard overpass, Eastgate North, and improving the intersection there at Glen Estee Withamsville. So I think there is considerable effort, energy, and funds being dedicated to that area. I don't think property acquisition is going to be a problem for the landowners or the county at this point, and I don't think it should be a major concern of yours or ours at this time, at least.
Having lived in Clermont County all of my life, it is the perception that the county is run by the good old boys. What would you do to change that?
Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you again. The good old boys, I guess I'm not part of that group necessarily. I have never had elected office before, or never been elected to a public office before, and spent 23 years in private business. And I feel I'm bringing a lot to the table. I don't have any allegiance to any particular individuals. I don't feel like I owe anybody anything, and I'm here to make a difference for the citizens of the county.
As a faculty member at UC Clermont College, I'm concerned about jobs for our graduates. What will you do to provide opportunities to keep our students in Clermont County?
Dr. Beck, I think we're trying to bring more companies. I know we're bringing more companies to the county through our economic development arm, through our CIC arm, through our Port Authority. And at the same time, we're trying to take companies currently in the county and assist them to grow. I think this will create jobs which will allow UC Clermont graduates to stay here in the county for employment. And I feel there's a good future for your graduates. The programs you offer are outstanding and what we need today.
I've been a small businessman in Clermont County for over 40 years. I've watched this county grow, but I've also watched the regulations of government grow to a point where they're hurting small business. What are you going to do to help eliminate some of the actual problems we're having with over-regulations?
That's a good question. I think I also relate to you. I've had 10 companies in Clermont County myself over the last 20 years. And I think we do need to cut the red tape. We have instituted in Clermont County a one-stop shopping for Permit Central to streamline that. But cutting red tape and reducing permits is a start. I think our biggest concern as small business owners is truly taxes and what's happening to health care. And those are the two variables that we're concerned with in our business today.
What I want to know is how you're going to behave in handling your personal and work-related business.
Katie, how am I going to behave on a personal level? I think things have not changed for me. I've conducted my affairs personally as well as professionally no different over the years. I think having gone through the last soap opera in the commissioner's office, they scrubbed me pretty good when they brought me in. I feel I tested well, but what you see is what you get with me, and there are no surprises, and I feel confident that you'll be happy with what you see from me. I'm Commissioner David Uible. I'm running for election in November, and I would appreciate your vote. I've successfully owned and operated 12 companies over the last 23 years, and I'm bringing that private sector experience to county government. I've been married for 27 years to the same woman that I met in college. I'm a Purdue graduate, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, and I've gone through the University of Cincinnati Executive Management Program. I currently live on a farm with my family in New Richmond, where we raise American buffalo. Serving as commissioner, I'm also serving as treasurer for the Clermont County Republican Party. And I've been a resident of Clermont County for 17 years. The three areas where I feel I can make a difference in the county, I can attract higher paying jobs. I'll go about doing that by using our Economic Development Department and tools such as our CIC and our newly created Port Authority to grow existing companies and attract new. I also will be balancing the budget for 2013. And that will be holding spending to 2011 appropriations. I think the implementation of a new high-deductible health care plan for the county employees will make a difference. And I also believe that the increased revenue through sales tax will make a difference on our budget for 2013. I also am looking forward to creating more shared services between the township and the county. Specifically, we implemented a program this year to allow the townships to get road resurfacing bid through county contracts so that we can save approximately 10% to the townships for the townships on road resurfacing. We're also researching the ability for township employees to be offered health care through the county health care system for lower rates, as well as looking into having the county auditor's office through their new software called Munis offer treasury services to the townships. So I feel that I have an agenda which will move the county forward, save us money, and hopefully reduce the size of government, and would appreciate your vote on November 6th. Thank you.
Voter registration is now closed in Ohio, but if you are registered, make sure you use your constitutional right to help choose your elected leaders. Tom McKee, 9 News in Batavia.